just
Hey
for you to
everyone.
put some music over it and stuff?
Ooh, some music. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Bop,
do a
bop,
little.
bop, 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 bop. All right, now it's you can roll it now.
Welcome to the show. This is Spearfish Coffee Roasters, take one. Technically, take two. The first one, I made a mistake and I didn't record the video. So that was an oops. But
That's okay. Yeah. I
this
put
time
some
we're good
makeup
there.
on. I'm not as
Ah,
greasy.
there we go.
Actually, this is a little bit of growth and gray hides the
Ah.
grease.
So we wanted to start, I'm not sure what we're going to call it really, a video blog or a podcast with video or something. Essentially, though, we're two knuckleheads that like good coffee, and we are starting a video feed of some sort where we're going to talk about coffee.
Right. And one of the things that are important to us is the quality of the flavor and quality of the source, and then the pricing. And so, frankly, right now we're kind of at got a problem on our hands. We wanted to talk through with you guys and then share out loud for you guys to see. Is like coffee's through the roof. How many dollars has it gone up since we started this?
Yeah, so we started, oh man, a year and a half ago. It's been a fun ride, like Armin mentioned. We started about a year and a half ago. So I am an associate minister at North Point Christian Church. Armin and me met up. He started attending, and we both wanted to get into coffee. I did coffee roasting in college and just dabbled in it, roasted for friends. And so we got connected and wanted to start a business because we both like good coffee at a good price. And so we started September of 2023. And from that point, coffee in the market has gone up 300 points pretty much. Translation, it costs us almost $2.50, $3 per pound more than it did at the beginning of when we started this.
And that's um, us buying. We just learned on contract. So if we were to buy on the spot market now, it'd be $4 more.
It's up there. It just dropped. Interesting enough about the tariffs. The tariffs took place last week, increasing at 10%, but coincidentally, it also dropped the market. So it kind of maintained the same cost. Even with the tariffs taking place, it dropped the market at the same time. So they're pretty much the same price as it
On a
was,
separate note, it sounds like conspiracy to me. So that
right?
10% was never there.
I
It was
pretty
a
much,
fake number.
I guess. Yeah, the market dropped, it took place, and it all evened out. I don't
Yeah,
fully understand.
yeah.
Um, I know.
The point being is, if we buy contract, our contract ends in end of August, right?
No, the contract goes to June,
June, and then if we buy all the beans there, we have enough till August,
possibly. It would depend on
possibly.
how much we
We're
sell.
possibly, yeah, but we're selling more coffee every month. It seems like so.
Yeah.
Uh, let's go through it. We the first things that cost the coffee cost money. Number one is we buy fair trade organic coffee. There's two thoughts there: fair trade and organic. We started off with two different aspects that make the coffee cost more. And when we started, we thought about doing fair trade organic because we wanted to take care of we wanted to have some sort of way to take care of the people pulling the beans off the cherries off the bushes to send to us in America. And now that costs a lot more money for that, and then
Right.
or does it? And then the other part that's organic. And so on the table is, do you want to keep doing fair trade and organic, or just organic, Tristan?
Right. I think a big thing for us is knowing where the bean comes from, right? So currently we're working with co-ops, where small farmers come together and they get the certification for both because they can afford it. Where you're working with sometimes maybe individual farmers, they couldn't afford that certification. But also in doing so, with our importers, they work directly with a lot of farmers and co-ops and know that they're already getting a good price. So I'm not entirely sure on the fair trade. I'm gonna do some more research on the fair trade aspect, but we truly believe in organic coffee. I don't think we'll get away from that just because we have enough toxins all over this world anyways. And so why have a bunch of toxins in the drink that we all love? We
Right.
want that free of toxins. So I think that's a no go from going away from organic, but fair trade's definitely, I think, a point where we're going to look into and see, does it
Right.
actually make a difference to the farmer to be certified fair trade? I think that's big key.
Right.
We don't want to rip people off, but at the same time, is it costing more to get that certification than it actually needs to be?
Right. One of the things that I heard when you and I went to Coffee Fest last year was that the roasters that are micro and fancy, they actually make a point of seeing their suppliers because it allows them to like do the free trade personally. I mean, fair
Mm-hmm.
trade. Like, is it really, are there people being mistreated at
Right.
the farms? So one way to get around it is you send me to Costa Rica or to Honduras or Guatemala, Papua New Guinea,
There you go. Deal.
Mexico, and we see if they are treated fairly, and if I get a free cup of coffee when I'm down there. But that's one way to do it. But
Right.
at the end of the day, um, it's coffee, and the most important thing is the organic. Number two thing that I wanted to talk about today is our near peer competitors in quality. I'm doing a wink like that if you're watching the video, only because they don't know we exist, these companies, but we know they exist. So we went through like for blue bottle coffee. What's that for 12 ounces? What does that cost?
Yeah, I think it's over 17. It's right at 17, I believe,
So
for 12
$17
ounces.
an ounce for
12
12 ounces.
ounces of coffee. Mm-hmm.
So that makes we're cheaper than them at today's price.
At today's price. Yeah. So right now we're running $18 for a pound. So 16 ounces. And that's something we decided we're just going to go for. A lot of coffee roasteries, they do 12 ounces. There might be multiple reasons they give you. When you roast coffee, you lose 20%. So roughly you put a pound in, you get 12 ounces. But really, the kicker boils down to you can make more money selling 12 ounces. That's really what
Yeah,
it does. That's
right.
they make more money selling 12
That's
ounces.
before even inflation. That's called shrinkflation. That was
Right? Yeah.
happening a long time ago,
Yep. Yep.
before
And
the
so
whole.
12 ounces, that's what the standard is across coffee, which I
Yeah,
think is a little silly. So we went in and we're doing 1 pound of coffee,
right,
which honestly is easier for bagging and production for us. But it also gives you a better deal, like the
right.
consumer, a better deal anyways, because you're buying more bulk and it's less waste. Actually, you think about it. I mean, 1 pound of coffee compared to 12 ounces, you're going to consume not you're going to consume it in pretty close to the same time frame, so it's not even a freshness deal. Um,
Yeah,
y-
if it's 4 ounces difference, it's one pot.
1 pot of coffee, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So if you're buying, in theory, when you're buying our kind of coffee, high quality coffee, or other people's high quality coffee, you're burning through it because you're a coffee
yep,
freak. You're right.
yep.
You're making 2 pots a day. Uh, yeah, 2 pots a day, probably a lot of people. Uh, yeah. Well, I could drink a whole pot myself, unfortunately, before
Right.
12, of course, before noon.
Before noon.
After noon, I'll be up all night. So, who was the highest price when you did the homework on that?
Oh man, I'd have to try to look. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull it up. There's some up there. Let's see.
Okay, what number you got for 12 ounces? $19 is it for one somebody doing that?
19, yeah, yeah. Counterculture, Stumptown, $19 for 12 ounces. And they offer subscriptions, but $19 for 12 ounces.
Yeah.
That's up there, yeah, for
And that's
12
at the
ounces.
grocery too, in theory.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I was at
Yeah.
Safeway the other day, and that's what it was in store.
$19 off the shelf.
Off the shelf,
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they even organic and fair trade?
I believe they have some options. I don't know if they're all 100% organic. I
Yeah.
haven't done deep research in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a reality. Coffee's going up, right? Since we started a year and a half ago, it's skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And we are trying our best to keep it affordable because that's what we want. We're a couple knuckleheads that want good organic coffee at a great
At a
price.
great price. So I guess the answer to your question is you might have to raise prices up just to be able to
I think
roast
so.
coffee.
Yeah, I think so. I think everywhere you're going to see an increase. So I'm hoping we don't have to go
And it's not from the
up a
tariffs,
lot.
actually.
Nope.
Just the price
Yeah.
of coffee has gone up because of there's been bad crops. The biggest one being Brazil.
Right.
But even the one that that a lot of you guys liked that had it before, the Papua New Guinea. We'll be back in market, but it'll be hopefully at the same price as last time, but maybe
Hmm.
higher because they had a very wet year, the opposite of a drought,
Right.
and it may have hampered the growing season.
Yeah, but the good note is, and hopefully this will really help the market price, is Brazil had a really good year this year.
Yeah,
Well, it's hoping for a really
yeah.
good year this year. And
You guys
if
know far.
Brazil,
Yeah,
yeah, if Brazil has a good year, they produce a huge amount of coffee alongside with Vietnam. So if both
yeah.
those have a good year, even though we don't buy that specific coffee, that will drastically lower the
Drives the
market
price down.
price. Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year
and
was a
like and,
terrible
and
year
like
for Brazil.
farming, it'll you hear the farm reports. Oh, corn's going to be 98%, pulled from the field, but
Right,
until they
right.
pull it from the field, it could be
You never
you
know.
don't know.
Yeah.
But looking good so far. Looking good so far.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we really want to try and keep costs down, but we also want to be a sustainable business, and that's kind of what we're trying to figure out at this point. What is a good price that we can maintain our business, pay our employees correctly, and also pay rent? That's the reality, right? We got to pay rent, we got to pay utilities, and pay our employees right. So we're
Yeah.
trying to find that price, and I'm hoping with the
And
market going
and
down,
and
we can keep it
and
close to
actually
where we're
pay
at.
ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, that too, that too.
Yeah,
But
I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, everything else is sort of working, right? And
yeah,
I'm going to be bragging on Tristan. Tristan, you can be quiet a bit. Tristan makes good coffee. There's repeat business. The amount of notes that come in saying, "What the heck is this stuff?" It's incredible, and
mm,
getting people to keep ordering it in
yeah,
a market where there's so much coffee. I get the first two times it's because spearfish,
right.
great, kind of cute, but people keep ordering it. Um, I have people I know that you know I have family that just like the coffee. They don't even
Hmm.
care about it that I'm part of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, and that's what we initially talked about. Why we sort of got into coffee is one, we wanted good coffee. One, I originally number one, we want fresh coffee. I think this world is lacking fresh coffee. That's what
right,
changed my life was, or my perspective on coffee, anyways, was when I roasted coffee, not even knowing what I was necessarily doing, but giving it a whirl, in college, it tasted so much better than the store-bought coffee.
yeah.
And Armin describes, like, when I do a pour over on a freshly roasted bag of coffee, those beans are just bubbling, and he's like, he calls it alive. It is.
In my coffee regular drip, I can pull the top off and watch the water fall in while
Yeah,
it still works, and I turn it sideways and it fills up to the whole thing, and it's brewing bubbles, and I turn it the other way and it goes into my pot. But yeah, it's really cool to see the coffee like burst.
yeah. And after like 3 months, you do that, and there's no bubbles.
Yeah.
And the flavor changes, 90 days after the roast. I mean, it's
Yeah.
constantly changing because it's releasing CO2 right starting after you roast it, but within that 3 months, it's way
And
better
for
than
a
store
different
bought.
discussion, I like to spend a few minutes, a different podcast or whatever we're calling this, a different episode about how the coffee shops that do espresso don't like old coffee. They don't buy your supply. They
Right.
they buy enough before the coffee changes flavors because
Hmm.
they like to have the same because they're doing the same flavor profile all the time for their customers, and they
Yep.
know when they don't order 80 pounds and sit around for 3 months unless they like that flavor.
Right. Right. Yeah. So that was a game changer for us. So when we started this, it's about fresh coffee. We love fresh coffee. And so pretty much everything we roast is to order. There's nothing that we sit on the
There's
shelf
no
for
inventory.
weeks. Yeah, yeah, we don't have it
Yeah,
sitting on the shelf for weeks. We truly do want it to get wherever it's going within that 90-day period. I mean,
right.
if you order online, we want to roast it that day and ship it to you within the next couple days. That's our hope. And
Yeah,
then you're getting it, you know, within a week after roast date, so
right.
you can experience fresh coffee. We have a couple people in Alaska. Theirs takes a little longer to ship than a week. It takes a while to get up to Alaska. It's like 10 days, I think. But we love fresh coffee, and we want clean coffee. And that's kind of our keys concepts with our business. Fresh coffee that's good, and we want it clean. We don't want toxins in our coffee.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
But yeah, it's been super fun. We started, like I said, a year and a half ago, and we got connected with Guatemalan. Armin and Sally loved Guatemalan coffee, so we got some of that in. My one I played with when I was roasting college was Papua New Guinea, so we started with those two. And as we were learning that first year, we were buying on spot, as it's called, and I went to go buy Papua New Guinea, and it was gone. I was like, okay. Come to find out, they had a lower production year and it sold out drastically fast. And we haven't had it for a while, but in that time frame, since we haven't been able to get it to now, we learned that you can contract coffee. Live and learn. So now we contract coffee for, I think this last one was 8 months. Green coffee is good for a
It
year.
saved our butt.
Yeah, you
It
can
saved
have
your
it.
butt.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and coffee's a crop, right? So
Yeah.
every farm, every year, it's different. I mean,
Yeah.
think of it in terms as a garden. I grew up with a garden. I grew up gardening. If I grow a green pepper one year and then go do it the next year, that green pepper is not the same. It's
Yeah.
generically or genetically a green pepper, but it's not the exact same tasting or even looking green pepper as the year before.
Right.
So I think,
Water, sun.
mhm,
When did it? When did it first come out of the ground? When did you harvest it?
right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that goes into play. And I think commercially, as you know, we've grown into big stores and we try to make everything perfect, we've kind of lost the
Magic.
reminder. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and also just like it's a crop, it's a live thing, right? So
What? Yeah.
every year is not going to be the same. And I want people to understand it is a crop. And
Right.
there's good years and bad years, but we want to support the same co-ops year in, year out, no matter what it is. And we love working with the co-ops that we are working with, building that relationship with them. But next year's Guatemalan may slightly be different than this year's Guatemalan because it's a crop that grows in the ground. Maybe they had a little
Right.
more sun or less
Well, the
sun.
Guatemalan's been a good winter for a couple of years now. I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
just. I
it's
think it's just
always good, but it
the
might be a little
chocolatey
more.
good.
Yeah,
By the way, I'm gonna do. Do you like chocolate, Tristan?
I love chocolate.
This is a little ad for the chocolate that we have on our website. If you got to the 17-minute mark, we have chocolate on the website.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, do you go to the grocery store at all?
Do I go to the grocery store?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I go to
Do
the
you ever
grocery store.
get the bags from there?
The bags?
Yeah, the paper bags.
Yeah,
You feel guilty about those paper bags going in the trash can when you're done with them?
yeah.
We have bags for sale too. They look like paper bags. So on the website, we have two things that are not coffee.
Right. Yeah,
Just
yeah. We
FYI.
got chocolate that actually has no sugar. We did a collaboration with the Good Chocolate Company, and let me tell you, like their chocolate is amazing and it has no sugar. It's all naturally sweetened.
Yeah,
And we have one with dark chocolate, but we also have one that's dark chocolate with our espresso, and it's addicting. Like it's you almost can't have just one bar; you have to have multiple.
yeah.
So they're super good. And those bags actually, yeah, they're really cool bags with their logo, and they'll last forever. They're a
Yeah,
fun
it's
bag.
like a paper and latex. It's a really weird material, but it takes a beating.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a leather look, but not leather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
I think
cool.
it's technically wood pulp, I think is what it said. Something like that. I
We'll
don't know.
pulp and plastic and
It's
latex. I
something.
mean, natural latex.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, but yeah, we've enjoyed doing the coffee the last year and a half. At this point, yeah, we're wanting to start whatever we're calling this, and just be transparent with consumers, kind of what's going on in the market world, but also just sharing info about coffee. Like a
yeah.
lot of people don't realize, or maybe more people than I know, but some people don't know that it is a crop, or it not even don't know, they just slips their mind like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cherry, it grows on a bush, and they pick it and depulp it and dry it, and that's the seed we get, and that's what the seed we love. And all these processes change the flavor and the profile, and
Our
it's
beans are not
crazy.
eaten by cats or monkeys, though.
Yeah, not those. Yeah, yeah, we don't have any of those. I heard
Yeah,
it's good, but we don't have any of those. And eventually, yeah. So right now we carry Guatemalan.
Sorry. Sometimes I think about poverty making the best music and
Hmm.
food.
Yeah.
Like the lack of resources. I'm wondering if really what happened was there was not enough labor in the village, and they said, you know what? All we gotta do is like wash all that poop off the in the river. And then there's no you don't take the beans off. They eat the flesh of the
Yeah.
of the
Yep.
bean of the
Naturally
cherry,
depulped.
and it's no, really, it's like it saves a step. Now it's
Right.
fancy,
Now it's fancy.
but
Yeah. It's
but now it's
expensive
fancy.
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, but before we might have been like lazy guys saying, "I don't you depulp it." No, you depulp it. You
But
never
yeah, and
know.
you never know, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we carry Guatemalan. We carry Mexico, coffees from Mexico. We carry coffees from Peru. We are working on getting Papua New Guinea back. And when I do, we will share that anywhere and everywhere to let you guys know that Papua New Guinea is back. We're hoping to get there soon. But we wanted just to be transparent with people. Like, yeah, the tariffs did take place. I know all the importers are trying to work to make them excluded as a food, so they wouldn't have the tariff 10%. But coincidentally, which I think it's kind of something going on there, but at the same time the tariffs took place, the market dropped like 60 points, 70 points. So it didn't change the price. The price is still high, but it's not because of tariffs. It's because of the
Yeah.
market.
There's no droughts in Brazil last year,
Yep.
wet in Papua New Guinea, and overall
Mm-hmm.
coffee's up. So
Yeah. Yeah. And so here we are, being transparent. Most likely we're going to have to go up maybe a little bit, but we're just going to see where the market takes us,
yeah,
and we're going to keep good coffee at affordable price. That's the reality. We're going to strive
yeah.
for fresh, good, clean coffee straight to you so you can enjoy it and we can enjoy making it for you.
And then next time we do this, we should just start off by saying spot price for coffee, just so it's part of our dialogue.
Yeah,
And
that'd be fun. It would give
yeah,
you the market, what the
and if
market is
you're
right
at
now.
minute 24 or 23, drop us a note about going over the top and doing like a drop on for say Kona coffee, if
Mm.
it's worth to do a blend or a full on drop if you guys pre-order it because it's a lot of cash.
Yeah, and that was something crazy I learned about at Coffee Fest when we went there. Like to be Kona or even Blue Mountain, Blue Jamaican Mountain, to for you to label that as a blend, it has to have very little coffee in there. So these places are selling these blends with very little of that coffee for a ridiculous amount of price. What we want to
Really?
try to do, oh yeah. So like I think Blue Jamaican's under 5% it has to contain, and Kona has to contain at least 10%. So they're just taking
Huh.
this high priced coffee and
It's
mixing it
still
with who knows
expensive.
what. It's still expensive, I know. But what we want to do at some point is we want to buy actual Kona coffee straight up, roast
Maybe it
it
won't taste good. Maybe that's why
100%
they cut
Kona.
it. Maybe they cut it for that
It's got
reason.
to
Maybe
taste
it
good, right?
sucks.
But we'll
How do you
roast it
know?
good. We'll
Have you ever
roast it
had
good.
Kona coffee?
Not straight because no one sells it.
Yeah, maybe that's the point. Maybe it sucks.
I guess we'll find out someday. I guess
Yeah,
we'll find out. I don't know.
yeah.
Either way, we want to do it at some point. But if you have not yet checked us out,
You can
go to
make their own blend.
spearfishcoffeeroasters.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking about I've had a lot of people ask me and I'm debating on doing it pretty quick here. Doing like a half calf. So I've had some people that buy our decaf and buy like our Guatemalan, for instance, and they mix it post mix anyways. And I'm like, well, I could do that and throw it in a bag. So
Right.
we might get in the half calf situation.
Right.
Also, I'm working on a light roast, so hopefully those are a couple options we get up here shortly, and they're both really good. So, but right now we got some options available. Spearfishcoffeeroasters.com. We offer a subscription, but we offer fresh, good, clean coffee at affordable price.
Peace out. Are we done?
Peace out. Yeah, that's episode 1. Take 2.
Yeah. And too much advertising. Let's do more talking.
More talking.
Okay. All right.